Hey everyone, welcome back to another custom bullet journal flip through. So if you don't already know, I make custom bullet journals that I sell in my Etsy shop. The link to that is in the description. So basically every customer can choose how many months they want, what different themes they want, how they want all of the layouts done. It's really, really customizable. And so this one, my customer actually took it in a totally different direction than anyone has ever asked for before. So instead of this being just sort of a typical bullet journal with like monthly spreads, weekly spreads, whatever, this is a reading journal. So it's still divided into months. So all 12 months of 2022 are in here, but instead of having weekly spreads, there are spots for different like reading challenges and things like that. So I had so much fun making this one because she gave me complete freedom over the themes, which is like Christmas morning for me. She was seriously so sweet. She just said, yep, I've seen your videos, I trust you. So I got to choose all of the themes and I got a lot of help from you guys over on Instagram. I asked in my stories for some different theme ideas and I ended up using a ton of those. So thanks to everyone who contributed the theme ideas. It was a lot of fun to put this together. So I think this is seriously one of my favorite journals that I've ever made. So it was so hard for me to choose a favorite month. So I've got my top 4, but again, let me know in the comments which months are your favorites. So my top 4 are probably February, April, October, and November. Like I said, I really like pretty much all the themes. Well, I really like them all, but I think those would be my top 4 themes. So let me know in the comments which themes are your favorite. And before we jump into the video, I want to say a big thank you to our sponsor today, Mr.Pen. So Mr.Pen is a stationery store and they sell not only like bullet journal related things, but also like school supplies and office supplies and things like that. So they really do have a wide variety. And Mr.Pen was so kind in sending me a bunch of different products to try out. So I tried a bunch in this video. I used some metallic markers, some paint markers. I used their new gel pens and white gel pens and black fine liners. Seriously, so much great stuff for bullet journaling and other crafting as well. And so I will have the link to those products as well as their website and their Instagram in the description. So here's the journal that we're going to flip through today. It's one of the Artist Loft ones that I've been getting from Michaels. They're a really budget-friendly option and good quality too. So the pages are 120 GSM and there's 180 of them. As you can see, we've got an elastic closure and pen loop, 2 bookmarks, and there's also a pocket in the back. So this journal is going out to Vanessa. So thanks Vanessa for letting me do your journal. It was so much fun to come up with all the themes. So for the yearly spreads, I just went with like a really earthy feeling theme. I loved making these little leaves on the letters. And actually what I used to do that was the Mr.Pen white gel pen. Now I have tried a ton of white gel pens. Well, actually only like 3, but pretty much any gel pen, white gel pen that I hear people recommend on YouTube, I've tried it. And I've been kind of disappointed with all of them until this one. I think the Mr.Pen white gel pen is my new favorite one because it just pops so much even on these water-based markers. So definitely would recommend the white gel pen from Mr.Pen. So this journal is for all of 2022, so I have a future log here for the entire year. Again, the white gel pen just pops even off of that green, which is not that dark of a color. And then she wanted a bunch of bookshelves for 2022 since this is a reading journal. So I have 3 double-page bookshelf spreads here, and these pots and cacti were so fun to doodle. I especially liked using those same white gel pens to add some little splashes of fun to the pots. Then she's got her 2022 reading stats page, so for each month she can write down the number of pages she reads and the number of books that she reads as well. And then here we have a spot for the favorite book of each month. Then I left a couple of pages blank before getting into the first theme, which is January, and I really like how this one turned out. It's probably going to be kind of hard to see on camera because I did not do a lot of black outlining. That's something that I've been kind of experimenting with lately, so I used a lot of just the blue and yellow without outlining any of it. Then for each month she has a days read spot, so it's not actually like an events calendar, but I still set it up that way in case she wanted to use it, sort of multi-purpose, and then a spot for notes along the side. And then she just has a place to paste in pictures of the book covers. That's what she likes to do, and write the title, and then maybe a couple of thoughts about each book. So that's all that each month consists of, that calendar and then these spots for the books. Then we get into February, and I really love February. I used this little crab for a pen pal letter that I sent recently, so I'll link that video above if you want to see some more ocean doodles like this, and I decided to incorporate it with a sandcastle and practice some blending, which was honestly super fun. So there's February. Again, we've got the Days Red calendar, and then a spot for all of the books that she reads. And then March will be probably familiar to you guys if you watched my March setup, because I used a sort of coral color scheme for a similar thing. So I did these cute little whales. This light purple is one of the new Tombow markers that I got, and it's been a really nice complement to the darker colors that come in the Shuttle Art and Crayola Super Tips packs. Then we have April, and April is another one that I really like, and again, I went for the white gel pen here. I also used a lot of black in this one, and the pen that I used to do all of that was the Mr.Pen black gel pen. So this is a 0.7mm gel pen, which is a little bit bigger than I normally prefer. I like 0.3 or 0.5, but if you're gonna go with a bigger gel pen anyways, this is a good one. I found it wasn't constantly skipping like some gel pens are, so I really liked it. The only thing that I have against it, I guess, is that it's not a size that I would use for just like my everyday writing and stuff, but it worked really well for doing things like the legs here and the branches and stuff like that. I've also been really loving this color combination lately. The soft blue, the burnt orange, one of my new favorites. Then for May, I did a globe theme. So I've done so many different variations of globe themes, but none that have ever been like this. So this was very directly inspired by something that I saw on Pinterest. So I will have that linked in the description. I cannot take credit for this idea, but I decided to duplicate it in a bullet journal. And that was really fun. And you can see this nice shiny gold accent is from the Mr.Pen metallic markers. So I got a whole pack of different colored metallic markers. So there's pinks and purples and greens and blues. And the only one that I used in this journal was the gold here, but I think it looks really pretty. Then we have June. So one of you guys over on Instagram suggested a sheep theme, and I've never actually seen one before. So I decided not to even look for one, to just try to come up with one by myself. And this is what I decided to do, just little pastel sheep. Then we've got July. So again, you guys kept requesting flowers and cows. So I decided to combine those things and make a little cow with a flower crown. So this cow doodle I did in a recent pen pal as well, but the inspiration of this came from Cynthia BUJO's on Instagram. So I'll have her account linked in the description as well, because I really pulled a lot from her little cow doodle tutorial. Then we've got August. So again, this one was recommended on Instagram. More requests for flowers and some people asking for bees. So of course, decided to combine the two and came out with this little theme. And I don't know why I like it so much, but I do. This one came out so cute. And I really like the font that I used. I just kind of took my firm tip Tombow Fudenosuke brush pen and just started writing. I didn't really plan it in advance, but I think it turned out pretty well. So for September, I did a rainbow theme, which again, you guys requested on Instagram. And as you can see, I used the rainbow colors on top of brown craft paper, and I could not have done that with my usual markers. Instead, I used the Mr.Pen paint markers. So I have never used paint markers before. This was kind of my first time, but it was a good experience, I would say. The colors are really nice and opaque. I think I didn't shake the white quite enough because it was a bit transparent, but I've used it since then and it's performed well. So these were kind of a fun addition to the journal as well. Another tool that I can't really show you that much in the journal because I was mostly just using it behind the scenes is this ruler from Mr.Pen. So I don't use a ruler to draw straight lines, but I do use it to measure the dock grid spaces. And this one is so nice because most of my rulers are just 6 inches tall. This one is 8 inches tall, and so it's tall enough to span the full bullet journal, and it has millimeters. So for those of you who aren't from Canada and don't normally use millimeters, they're super handy with bullet journaling because each of these grid spaces is 5 millimeters or half a centimeter tall. So you can really easily tell how many grid spaces you're going to use just by looking at the ruler. So this was just a really high quality ruler from Mr.Pen as well, and they do have inches on the other side if you find that more helpful. Then we've got October. This one was also directly inspired from a pin that I saw on Pinterest, which will be linked in the description, but I really love it. I found this pin months ago and was wanting to use it and just didn't really know how, but I finally decided to just go for it, and I'm so happy that I did. Then November. November is another one of my favorites. And again, I combined a few things, the Polaroid idea that I kept getting, and other people asked for a little sailboat. So what I actually did was, for the sails, I just used washi tape and used my scissors to cut little triangles, and I used those for the sails. So I thought that was kind of a fun touch. But the rest of it is just marker. Again, I used some white gel pen on top as well. And finally, December is the last month in here. So December was directly inspired by Color Lime, who I've talked about in the past. She did another DTIYS, or Draw This in Your Style challenge, over on her Instagram page. And it was a little bunny among the flowers underneath the moon. And so I did it in my own style here in this bullet journal. I really like the little bunny over in this corner. So cute and such an easy doodle to draw. So that's the entire journal. It spans all of 2022, but since there aren't as many pages as there are in a normal bullet journal, because she doesn't have weekly pages, she does still have some more journal left if she wants to use that for something else. So thank you all for sticking around to the end, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.